Hi, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I am Tashana, and today, as you can see, we have the Nama J2 and we have the Nama. We are going to be comparing them today, y'all. I heard your concerns. I heard what you asked me. I'm going to put a couple of your questions up and responses or whatever up on the screen. Yes, it has been that crazy. So now we are going to go ahead and do a comparison on the Nama J2 versus the Nama. Y'all stay tuned. So first we're going to compare the style of it. So on this one here we have the base. And to me the base is very chic, very nice and modern. There is, I wanted to say like a matte finish. But if your hands are dry, of course, you can't get any prints on it. But if you have any type of substance on your hands, then yeah, you can get prints on it. Y'all, I have been juicing my behind off. So if it's not the cleanest right now, which I did wipe it down, excuse me. But so yeah, this is a very heavy base, and that just, you know, confirms that what you're doing is going to be considered heavy duty. That means that the machine, the modem, the engine, not the machine, but the modem, the engine is very sturdy and it's going to get the job done. So they're both cold press juicers. As far as this one, like I said, as far as the style of it, I love it. You only need to turn the knob to reverse, which is here. Off and then on. So that's that as far as the base. And then the next piece that we have is very similar to the first one. This, and I'm not using the exact names of it because I can't remember right off the top of my head. But this one here is, I want to say bigger than the other one. But we'll get into that in a minute. I don't know, maybe the same size. Anyway, I love the color. I love that it is basically a clear black. And so to me, that's very classic. And this piece goes hand in hand. So you can't add this on top of here or on top of the base without this piece right here. So basically what you have to do is before you connect these two together, to the base, you have to put this on here like that, slide it together. So now these two are one, and then you can sit it on top. If you didn't see my video where I did an unboxing, I did find that out. I figured that out on that video, and I will go ahead and post a link of that video so you can go ahead and watch that. But that's pretty much it as far as the style for the Nama J2. As far as the Nama, I love that this is very classic looking. It looks very nice, and I want to use the word sophisticated. I love it. It looks professional. So it's pretty much heavy duty as well as the Nama J2, and I love the design of it as far as this right here on the side. So if you are a person who is very precise when it comes to details, this right here is the one to go for. And if it's just you that you're juicing for, this is the one to go for. Right here they have the on and off and reverse button. And so with the reverse, just like on the Nama J2, you have to hold the button down in order to reverse. And then when you release it, it's off, and when you click it up, it's on. So you don't have to hold anything besides the button down to reverse, just like you have to have the switch over for the reverse button here. When I let it go, it stops. So with this, I don't have this one plugged in, but this is the same way as well. So then we have our next very, very most important piece. This is where all of your fruits, veggies, and your nuts are mixed. And so this simply clicks right on the top. Right on top. And then you have this piece here, and it's simply as simple as kind of lining it up a little bit and locking it. And that's the good thing about this. It locks into place. So you don't have to worry about where does it go, how does it go. You will hear the click, and that's when you know that that's it. So next we are going to discuss what each one comes with. So the Nama J2 comes with, but inside of this we have the juicer. This strainer is specifically for juicing. Inside is like the little mini motor. Y'all, to be so honest, well, I'll get into that later. Inside is the mini motor. And it also comes with the sorbet strainer. So this is still in the packet. I haven't used it yet, as you can see. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like. This is the strainer for the Nama J2 for sorbets. So the Nama J2 only does sorbet and juicing. It says sorbet strainer for frozen fruits only, used only with seedless frozen fruits, and I don't use seedless fruits at all whatsoever. Every juice that I juice, I use fresh fruits that have seeds. I do sell juices myself, and I only use fruits with the seeds. So, but this says use only with seedless frozen fruits. Do not use ice cubes, hard seeds, etc. It may cause damage to parts. Like I said, I haven't used this yet, but I'm so sure that if you use strawberries with the little tiny seeds that comes on the strawberries, that would be totally harmless. If you want to see me make a sorbet with the Nama J2, leave that comment down in the comment section below. But I love making desserts and things like that for my kids. So let me know in the comment section below if you want to see that. Just hashtag sorbet, or just simply let me know. So yeah, that comes with the sorbet and of course the juicer, the juicing strainer. Nama comes with 3, and I honestly cannot think of what the third thing is, so I will leave all 3 strainers in the description box, and I'll do a comparison in the description box as well. Basically like a recap on what we talked about in this video. The last thing that I want to talk about before we actually juice something is the durability and functionality of the 2 machines. So, in comparison, like I said, they both have very heavy duty bases on the machines. So, for me, I didn't use this one long enough before they came out with the second one. I think I had this one for 3 weeks to a month, maybe 3 weeks before they came out with the Nama J2. So I'll say, as far as the durability, they're both very, very durable. So they definitely get the job done. As far as the functionality, I have had a few hiccups with this one. Just basically one minor hiccup. Well, to me, it's becoming major. So what I was going to mention, and I said that I'll let you all know about it later, is this piece here. And I honestly can't take it apart, so I'm not going to be able to show you. It's not that I can't take it apart. I take it apart when I clean it, but let me just show you. So this comes out, it clicks in, and it comes out with no problems. The motor, the thing in here, it has to go down in this area here, if you can see that on the back, and it's wet because I've washed it, but it has to go in here. These ridges here are the bottom of this piece here. Pulling it out is not ideal, as you can see. Okay, and I'm not even gonna pull it all the way out. When it is in there, it clicks. I don't know if you just heard that, but it does click once it's in there. As we talked about in the unboxing video that's already tagged here, they have these little pieces up here, kind of like little hooks, and they hang onto the lining of here, if that makes sense. So after you put this together, you pretty much just sit it in there and it clicks in. Like, you'll know when it's together properly. You'll know. That's that. That's really the only issue that I've had so far with this juicer. So, aside from that, I juice with this thing all the time. All the time. I have a business where I sell cold pressed natural juices, 100% juice, no added water, no added sugar. I will link my online store where I have detox packages. Y'all get you a detox packages after the holidays. So I just want to tell you that little snippet. But I have detox packages available as well. My website is www.naquacollections.com. No apostrophe. And it's Naqua as it's spelled in this video. So I just wanted to add that in there. But as far as like everything working, I have no issues with this. That's why I said what I said, because I use this all of the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this back just like that. And as far as the Nama, I absolutely haven't noticed any hiccups, any issues. And I just want to show you really quickly what I was talking about with this one here, because this has a little, you know, piece just like this one. And it also has the holder. Y'all forgive me. I absolutely can't tell you exactly what each piece is called. But when you do purchase a Nama, of course, the pamphlet and all of that comes with it. So like I said, I call this the motor. I actually remember washing these two together, and I thought that I mixed this motor up with this one, because I was like, wait a minute, this is giving me problems. There's some resistance. I can't pull it out. So after comparing and looking at this piece right here, it's a lot wider than the Nama J2 strainer. So I was like, okay, that's not it. So I have no idea why all of a sudden it got super tight, but it still works. It definitely works. I almost started to reach out to them because I only had it since whenever you saw that video that is tagged. I've had it since that long, so maybe a month. But anyway, this definitely no issues. It comes right out. It goes right in, and then you put it inside of the holder. It clicks, but my hand was in the way. It clicks, and then you just line everything up. There's no lining up. You just sit it in, and it's that simple when it comes to the Nama. So I love the simplicity of it, and you can slide this piece on, which also clicks, and that lets you know that, hey, it's in the right spot. So I love that about this. So before we start juicing, we're actually going to talk about my likes and dislikes about each machine. So I would have to say that as far as the Nama J2, I'll start with this one. I love that you can use more than one fruit at a time. So when I chop up my fruits, I can put my pineapples, mangoes, apples, grapes, cherries, or whatever I want to add in here. My spinach, kale have to go on first, and then you can add whatever else in there. I believe from the softest to the more firm fruits, from the bottom to the top. This has a line that lets you know, there's a line here that lets you know, hey, we good. So let's stop. Let's slow down. Go ahead and turn me on and I'll get the juice in. I can't lie. I have actually gone past that line and I've had no issues. But it wasn't like filled to the top. But I just went a little bit past the line just so that I honestly wasn't even trying to go past the line. But I was like, well, these are all my ingredients and it's in here now. So I just turned the machine on. No issues whatsoever. I don't do that all the time, but I did do that. I have done it before. So like I said, no issues. That's what I love about this machine. If you wanted to make you a few bottles for the week, you know, just say, for example, you're juicing for the week. This is a must. You'll have your juices. The prep is all you'll have to worry about. Just prep it. Put it all in here with this simple click and be done with it. It's that simple when it comes to the Nama J2. I can get 32 ounces of juice in here, or at least 24 ounces, between 24 and 32 ounces of juice in here, but this holds 16. So of course you have to release and allow it to, you know, come out. But what I love is the fact that you can do bulk juicing, so I can make several bottles at a time in this juicer. I absolutely love that. As far as dislikes, I really don't have any. I'm not too keen on the fact that I can't really take that motor out of the juice strainer. Other than that, I love the Nama J2. As far as the Nama, what I love about it is the fact that if you want to make you just a quick bottle of juice, you don't have to worry about cleaning out the big base. It's really as simple as you only have this piece here. So nothing is sitting inside of this, obviously. You know, this is the lid for it. So all you're doing, once you piece your product together and you've cut your fruit up, all you're doing is simply putting it down the chute. And if you need to, press it down. And that's pretty much it. You know, your berries, your almonds, and whatever, cashews, just simply scrape it down. And like I said, if you want a single serving, 16 ounces, pour your drink up, and it's good to go. I don't have any dislikes about this machine because so far this machine hasn't given me any issues. Nothing gets jammed, nothing was stuck. I will say what I don't like is the simple fact that you can't make multiple bottles with this juicer. But my thing is, I believe when they created this, that wasn't the goal at hand. It was simply to juice, you know, maybe to juice at home. This is definitely a business-oriented juicer. This will get you by. This here is simply for your at-home purposes. By no means am I saying you can't use this to start up, you know, if you're starting up a juicing business, for example. But it is very much so, very time consuming. So those are my comparisons as far as my likes and my dislikes. Like I said, I don't really have any dislikes. But y'all, let's move on to the juicing process because actually I'm getting thirsty and hungry by looking at this fruit. So let's get started. So y'all, for the sake of the video, what I did was got a plastic bowl, and it should be about, I gotta put it in the right units, but it should be about 1 ounce. And what I did was set the scale for 1 ounce, and then I measured out about 14 to 15 ounces of pineapples per bowl. And so because that's not quite at 15, I literally wanted it to be at 15 ounces so that I can measure it out, literally, specifically 15 ounces. So I did that for both pieces, or both bowls. 15.10 ounces is what I went with. And so we're gonna go ahead and juice the pineapples. And this is just so that you all can see that we have both bowls, one for the Nama and one for the Nama J2, both measuring at 15.10 ounces. So another thing that I have noticed over time is that when you, well, it's an immediate notice. Something that you notice right off the bat is that with the Nama, you have to slice them a certain way. With the Nama, you can even, or you should even, cut them into cubes. Now, obviously we're juicing a pineapple, and even with the pineapple, you can, either machine, you can use the entire pineapple. So you can juice the core as well. You have to cut them like this compared to, you don't have to cut them like this with this, with the Nama J2, but I decided to cut them in different sizes just for a quicker process. So I have different sizes here, and they both are 15.10 ounces. So we're gonna go ahead and start juicing. So as far as these machines, they also come with these pitchers, and there's 35 ounces, well, labeled on here. So you can fill it up past 35 ounces, but you have to be precise enough to know how much it'll hold. And I'm assuming because it's counting by fives that this will hold 40 ounces, but that's, you know, filled to the top. So 35 ounces here, and I've washed it. That's why it looks all wet. So we're gonna line these up, and then our pulp goes here in this container. And also, as far as this machine, the Nama has an open and closed spout. You don't want it to be on open. You can do halfway closed when you're juicing like nut milks, I believe, but when you're like almonds and cashews, but when you're juicing, it needs to be on closed. So that's over here on the side. There's closed, halfway closed, and then there's open, but you can't push it to open unless this entire piece is off. And I believe it has, yeah, see, and now I can go to open. And that's for releasing whatever pulp got stuck and just basically cleaning it out. So we're going to put it on close. And so these pineapples belong here because these are the slimmer pineapples, as I already discussed. So it's easier to go in the chute when they're sliced this way. So here's another picture. Now with the Nama J2, the numbers on here are not bumpy like the numbers out here. They're not like 3D. These stand out. You can see it. But the numbers on here are basically like embedded into the picture. So you can see here that this also goes to 35 ounces. This is exactly the same size as the Nama, 35 ounces. So we're gonna juice them side by side. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn each one on, and then we're gonna go ahead and start. That's another thing. Let's see how loud they are. This one is already done. So I'm gonna reverse it. There's like a piece that got stuck. So when you reverse it, it allows whatever is stuck or, you know, trapped to renew itself or whatever. I'm gonna give these another few seconds. Okay, so this is my absolute favorite part. I'll go ahead and do another quick comparison on the texture and I guess wetness of the pulp. So this is from the Nama J2 and it's a pineapple, so it's juicy, but there is still wetness within that pulp. Me personally, I don't waste anything, so I like to take that and make muffins and cupcakes. So Trust me, it won't go to waste. As far as the Nama, it's the same consistency, so I would say that they both pretty much have the same amount of wetness in it. So I'm actually very excited to see what looks like what, and then we're gonna go ahead and do that now. Let's pour it up. So as far as both machines, you can press them and leave them. They like to say that about the Nama J2, that you can press it, you can fill it with your fruits, your veggies or whatever, and walk away. With this one, it's the same thing, but it's only if you make those fruits or vegetables very, like basically dice them, not super tiny, but just chunks of the fruits or veggies, because the reason why you can't walk away from it is because sometimes you may have to press down that excess fruit or veggie that may have gotten stuck, as you saw that I had to do with the pineapple. So now let's watch it pour. And just so that we can be sure that all of the juice is out, I'm going to turn them back on. A lot of times I like to tilt them because I find that some juice gets stuck in it, so that's what I'm going to do. So for me, I like to, like I say, tilt them because I find that fruit juice or veggie juice, whatever, your juice literally is still there. So you can see how much pulp came out. A lot of times with this machine, the pulp gets stuck. You have to put like firm things in there, like the apple peels. And y'all, that's another thing that I did not mention. But with this one, you can leave certain peels on the machine. So apple peels or, can't think of anything off the top of my head, but apple peels can be left on in here. You just have to, of course, not allow seeds to get in here, but with this, you have to peel it completely. So that's what I find. If I'm wrong and anyone has had a different experience, you know, let me know in the comment section below. This is from the Nama J2. And this is from the Nama. So it's spaced out, but it looks like the pulp, it looks like more pulp to me came out of this one. I don't know, but that's just my opinion. As far as the juice, let's see how much each machine gave. They look like the exact amount, of juice was given. But I believe that that's because, but let's make sure. So what I see is, let's do this. Okay, so on here I see, and like I said, the numbers are sort of embedded in here, so it's a little different. Now we measured out 15.10 ounces of pineapple, but we got 10 ounces, a little bit over 10, about 12 ounces of juice. With the Nama, we have like right at 10 ounces of juice. So for whatever reason, this one gave off a few more ounces less than this one. And I can see that the juice looks different even after the fact. When I opened it and I poured it, I could see that there was more of a darker color coming out after the fact. So it seemed like the juice was very light before I opened it and tilted the machine. And then here it just seems like the color is just spot on. I'm gonna pour them into some clear mason jars so you can really see the difference that I can see with my eyes. So I have two completely empty jars here that I have rinsed out, and I am going to pour up each one. This is from the Nama J2, as you can see by the color. And then this one is from the Nama. Okay, so both of these jars are 20 ounces. There's not much of a difference, but you can see that I don't know, they look exactly the same, but I'm telling you, this one had about 12 ounces of juice, more than the Nama. Another thing that I noticed is the color. So I don't know if you can tell like while I was pouring it, but the color is a lot more light and there's dark pieces in it. So if that makes sense, there's some dark streams that came down. And I think that for whatever reason, it separates as it's juicing. And I don't know. And then this one, the color is more consistent, more vibrant, in my opinion. Y'all let me know if it's just my eyes or if you notice the same thing, but that's what I get out of the two. Also, the color is, there's no streaks in here. So the color is, everything was blended well together and everything just came right on out, as far as the Nama J2. So yeah, let's taste it and see what we think about the taste. So this is the Nama. I mean, apparently it's good to me. Oh, y'all heard that gulp? For whatever reason, that's making me like gulp. Let's try this again. Nama. Nama J2. So for some reason, one seems to be more sweeter than the other one. Like I'm getting pieces of bitterness in here, and I think that's what the separation was. Like, you know, if you have a juice or something like that and you freeze it and you see discoloration, so it's darker at the top because all the sugar has risen to the top. So the color is darker, and then at the bottom it's a lot lighter. That's what I think happened with this one. So it's really good. Don't get me wrong. It's very, very, very good. But for some reason, this one seems more smooth and less sweeter, although it is sweet. And then this one seems, the consistency is different. Like, very different. It's very noticeable. But it's sweeter. And I did notice that this one had a little more foam, and I think that's what I'm picking up on. Like that foam is getting in the stream of the juice. So they're both very delicious, y'all. I can't tell you which one to go to, which one to choose, and which one you should not choose. But if this video has helped you anyway, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see any other videos, if you want to see nut milks or sorbets, leave that in the description box below. Y'all be blessed. Always remember to put God first.